Hodgson. I'll be a PL for this mission. Everyone, please hold your questions till the end. My PSG, squad leaders, RTO, medic, and FSO, they will be announcing themselves. For our area of interest, AO Red Warriors is going to be to our north. We're going to be in AO Arrowhead. That's where we'll be operating. AO Blue Eagle is going to be to the south, and AO Skyfall to the east. For our areas of operations, we're going to have Objective Corona in Atropia. Route 8 is going to be to our north. Route 7 to our west. There's going to be a tank trail by Route 1 to the east, and then Route 10 is going to be to our south. For this mission, our fields of fire and observations, there's going to be a lot of buildings, open fields. There's going to be some wood areas scattered throughout intermittently in the AO. The objective is going to be the middle of a field by roads Kelly and Northeast 78th Street. That's what's going to be surrounding it. Terrain is going to allow the enemy freedom to maneuver throughout the area. They're also very well known with the terrain in the area. Keep that in mind. For our avenues of approach, during our movement, there's going to be a lot of buildings and, like I said, wood cover that we can move and conceal ourselves behind. There's going to be plenty of roads surround the AO, so if we need to move rapidly, we can use those for maneuvering. Key terrain in this area, we're going to have our FOB, which is going to be located northeast of the objective, about 1,200 meters away, in grid 14 Sierra Papa Delta 43009530. I say again, 14 Sierra Papa Delta 43009530. We're going to have a field that's going to be northwest of the objective at grid 14 Sierra Papa Delta 40909130. I say again, 14 Sierra Papa Delta 40909130. We can use this for an LZ or a PZ. Corona, Objective Corona, is going to be located in 14 Sierra Papa Delta 40118857. I say again, 14 Sierra Papa Delta 40118857. Some obstacles that we're going to encounter are going to be heavy wooded area. That's going to be west of the objective. It will slow our movement down. Other than that, we should not have any obstacles. So for covering concealment, trees are going to be up to 4 inches. That will be able to stop 5.56 round. We also have structures that are going to be in the surrounding area, especially southeast of our objective, that can be used for cover if need be. Other than that, there is not much cover, but there's plenty of concealment with tall grass. Our weather that we're going to be experiencing during this mission is going to be about 5 mile per hour winds to the northeast. This shouldn't really impede us at all. Visibility, we're going to have great visibility. Should not be impeded at all. We're going to have direct lines of sight. And this is also going to help because we're going to have no cloud cover for aerial reconnaissance. There's not going to be any rain during this mission at any time. There's no chance of it. For weather, about 87 degrees. It's going to get into the 40s later at night, so if you get cold, make sure to bring some sniffle gear. Some things to consider for our civilians. Civilians in the AO are generally going to be pro-government citizens. They typically do not support the anti-coalition forces, but if pressured or threatened, they will comply. Because of the spread out housing, the enemy will most likely take refuge with civilians and try to hide with them in plain sight. Some structures in the surrounding area, we have a lot of single-family housing and a lot of farmland with farmhouses. Keep that in mind. We have a pretty populated neighborhood to the northeast of the objective that we need to be aware of. Other than that, there are no really large populations of people in the area. They really don't have big organizations. Keep that in mind. None that we are aware of, but remember, there is that neighborhood northeast of the objective. That'd be the only organization that we'd have to deal with. There is going to be an HVT in the area. His name is Jamil Badwaz. He's a Sangari businessman and owner and operator of cafe. He's associated with the Bakwani crime family, BCF. He is helping to support and fund this comms tower. If you see him, he's going to be in colorful clothing. He's going to have a very dark black beard, and the way to distinguish him is he's about 5'4", and he has a limp in his left leg. So if you see him, make sure to over-communicate so we can send it up the upper and keep eyes on him. There are not going to be any events in the area that we are aware of. For the enemy forces are most likely to conduct a hasty defense on the objective. They're doing this because it is decisive to their operation, and they use it to disrupt our movements and to communicate with their other forces. It will also deny us influence in the area for large conventional Aryan forces to the north. The most probable course of action, the enemy will defend this objective to the last man. They will also be using their mortars. There is going to be 60mm mortars said to be on this objective. Most deadly course of action, the enemy will utilize these 60mm mortars to degrade U.S. forces along movements towards the objective. They might also try to separate us one squad at a time and take us out. They've also been known to use suicide techniques, so keep that in mind, everyone. So for our friendly forces in the area, we have Alpha Company 1-2. They're continuing to conduct the combat operations throughout the AO Red Warrior to destroy enemy forces and prevent their control in key terrain. 2nd Platoon will be conducting operations to interdict their logistics operations up to the north. And 3rd Platoon is conducting patrols along the southern edge of the AO to deny enemy freedom of maneuver. Keep that in mind. So 3rd Platoon, they're denying enemy freedom of maneuver. That is also the most likely course where enemy reinforcements may come from. We will be conducting offensive operations inside of AO Arrowhead to take out this communications tower. So again, 2nd Platoon, they're going to be conducting those operations to interdict the logistics operations. And 3rd Platoon, they're going to be on the southern edge denying the freedom of maneuvering, trying to keep those reinforcements off of us. For this mission, we're not going to have any attachments or detachments, so it's just us boys. So for the mission, everyone needs to write this down. So 1st Platoon is going to commence an attack no later than 23:59, 28th of April 2020. Our objective is Objective Corona. It's going to be located at 14 Sierra Papa Delta 4011 8857. In order to destroy enemy mission command node and take out team-sized element on the objective in order to allow the Ethiopian government to reestablish security within the region. I say again, 1st Platoon is going to commence an attack no later than 23:59, 28th of April 2020 on Objective Corona at 14 Sierra Papa Delta 4011 8857. In order to destroy enemy mission command node and take out team-sided element on the objective in order to allow Ethiopian government to reestablish security within the region. So our commander's intent is to deny anti-coalition forces freedom of maneuver, confirm or deny the PIR, and not become detected or decisively engaged while we're doing this by enemy forces. My leader's intent is to deny anti-coalition forces freedom of maneuver, confirm or deny that PIR, attack the enemy objective on Objective Corona, and move back to the FOB and prepare for a follow-on mission. Our end state, we are to confirm and deny that PIR on that objective without detection and move to destroy and hold that objective from enemy taking away their freedom of maneuver and communication in the area. Then we're to prepare for a follow-on mission and we'll get from higher up. So for our concept of the operation, how this is going to look, how we're going to be set up is Assault 1 and Assault 2 we're going to be leading. We're going to have our security followed by our weapons. When we leave, this will be a 7-phase operation. Right now we're going to be in the prep phase. After this we're going to finish our brief. Then we're going to go into rehearsals and start getting ready. For our second phase, we will depart this area no later than 12:30. Time right now is 11:20, and we'll be doing that today. And for our formations, we're going to be in fire team wedges. So how this is going to look is when we move out, we're going to be counted out by our PSG and our medic. I will be following first in between first and second. As we go out and they finish counting, my PSG and my medic are going to follow in between third and fourth, and we're going to move to our ORP. Once we get to our ORP, we're going to take it by force. We're going to set up in a cigar formation. My weapons is going to set up 240s, 249s on apex of the objective. The rest of the leadership is going to be in the middle of it. For phase 3, from the ORP, that's when we'll start getting ready for our recon. And when we do this, I'm going to leave from the south side, and we're going to leave my Gatwa. For the Gatwa, everyone needs to write this down. We're going to the objective. Others I am taking with me, it's going to be me. It's going to be my RTO. It's going to be my FSO, my squad leaders. And it's going to be, my alpha team leader from my first squad, who will be leading out from the ORP. From what we're going to do from there is we're going to move and we're going to set up a release point. I'm also going to be taking an S&O team with me. Alright. From there, we will set up the S&O team, and we will, with everyone else, we're going to be going and we're going to be checking out support in our assault areas. From what I've gathered from intelligence, the best areas to set this up, our support's going to be on our west side, and our assault's going to be the northeast side of the objective. How long we're going to be gone is we're going to be gone for no more than an hour. So 1 hour. That's dead. If we do not come back within that hour, you're to radio us. If you do not have a radio back, you're to have a small team element to come find us. If we take contact, we will engage and move back to you. If you take contact, you're going to hold the area until we can get back to you. If we're coming back, depending on the area of engagement, we'll be coming from the opposite side. So once we have finished our recon of the area, figure out where we're going to set up for support, assault, and security, we're going to move back into the objective. For phase 4, this will be no later than 1620. At this point, we'll have briefed all the leadership on the situation, and that's when we'll start getting ready to move towards objective Corona. At this point, everyone should have an idea of what's going on. They should be briefed on everything that we found. Another thing is when we're in our ORP, while we're gone, my PSG and team leaders are going to be checking everyone's equipment, and they're also going to be setting up a ruck plan. So when we move out, we're going to be moving out ass backwards. So how that looks is my support, my security, and my assault 1 and assault 2 are going to be moving. So as we move, we'll first set up our security. We're going to halt far away. We're going to set up security behind our support and then to the northwest of the objective. Once we've done this, we're going to set up our support. Our support is going to have our FSO, our FSO, no, I take that back, as you were. It's going to have my PSG and my medic there. Then with the assault, it's going to be assault 1 is going to be on the far east side, and then my assault 2. Myself, my RTO, and my FSO are going to stay with them. Alright, at this point, let's move to the micro to get a better look at this, guys. So, as you see, the green is going to be woodline areas. So we're going to have one. This is going to be Northeast 78th Street, and this is going to be Kelly right there. Again, we're going to have a small dirt road to the southwest of the objective, and then we're going to have buildings to the southeast of the objective, far away from it. Objective is going to be right here in the middle, and it's going to be an open field. So we're going to set up at this point for engagement criteria. So started off, we're going to have radios. That's going to be our primary. That's going to how we're going to engage. If that doesn't work, for my alternate, it will be a set time for my support to fire off, 23:59. If that doesn't go down, then we're going to have flares. All right. And then for emergency, it's going to be me firing off the first shot. So our support is going to engage. across the road onto the objective. As they do that, my assault element, we're going to move slightly out of the woods, shifting more to the west. There's a ditch along this road that we'll be using for cover. At that point, we're going to start moving. When we do, we're going to signal to our support to shift fire. So for shift fire, first is going to be radios. If radios do not work, we're going to have a whistle. To shift fire, it's going to be 2 long blasts. Then we're going to receive that back to support to know. As we move along, for lift fire, same thing. First is going to be radios. If radios do not work, it's going to be 3 short bursts from the whistle. And then we're going to get that repeated back. At that point, we're going to push to the objective online. Make sure to stay online and move through. Another thing is if you see weapons or anything next to the enemy, kick it away. Take it away from them. Make sure they have no ability to fight if they're still alive. We're going to send LOA. Once we do that, our support's going to move through. Then set that LOA. Last man needs to be calling right here. Communicate, guys. Communicate. Once we do that, because of these buildings right here, we're going to set up a 249 right here, pointing straight at the buildings. Once we've done that and we've set up our security, we're going to go into our lace reports and then our specialty teams. Right now we're in phase 6. Phase 6 is our attack. So for primary, aid and litter, we're going to have Wilcox and Amber. Secondary aid and litter is going to be Jostens and Sanders. Primary EPW, Weber and Wilson. Secondary EPW, Dawson, Tyler. For primary demo, we're going to have Randon and Hayden. Secondary demo is going to be Tyler and Cole. Alright, so once we're doing this, so we're going to first call it EPW. EPW, well, you need to make sure that as you go through the enemies, you're first clearing them. At this point, while you're doing this, I should be getting lace reports, which should be passed from my team leaders, squad leaders, and then it will be written down by the RTO and myself. EPW, once you have finished clearing, we're going to call aid and litter if needed. After you've done that, EPW will be doing the searches. When you find any information, you will be calling it out. You'll be calling it out for my RTO to write down. Any kind of information, phones, wallets, identification, anything. You'll be calling that out. Weapons. So one thing to keep in mind, remember we talked about they have 60mm mortars. So when we're doing this, so they have 6mm mortars. We need to make sure to be fast, silent, getting there, do not get spotted, and then we need to be violent on that objective. Don't let them have time to get to those. Once we've finished, we will have no more than 10 minutes on the objective. My RTO will be calling out times, how much time we have left. Remember, their reinforcements most likely are going to come from this dirt road right here to the southwest. When we're doing this, we're going to have a CCP. Our first CCP is going to be set right here in the middle of the objective. If we need be, we'll use the radio tower as cover before we blow it up. Our secondary CCP is going to be back at our ORP. Alright, come back to the big one. Alright, so for our FSO, one thing that we need to know, our FSO, he's there. We're going to have air support if needed. First CRP for that is going to be actually on the objective, and then the second one is going to be very south of the objective, just in case of reinforcements. Remember, 3rd Platoon is supposed to be stopping that movement for them for reinforcements and taking out their free maneuver. Alright, so phase 7, our last phase of this, is going to be us picking up and moving back to our RP to get our rucks, and then back to our FOB for follow-on mission. If we do take indirect fire, we're going to have a black and gold plan. Black is going to be us falling back to our ORP to our northwest, and then gold is going to be us falling back to the northeast about 300 meters. There's a small tree grove that we'll use for cover there. Alright, so some things that we need to go over. Again, assault. Your objective is to clear the objective, take out any enemy on it. Destroy that enemy command node, take out the enemy on the objective. Again, something I need to talk about quickly. So from intelligence we got, there's going to be 2 to 3 man teams on the objective. They also have small arms, and there's supposedly 1 RPG with them. They also have the team that could be reinforcements. It's going to be to the south. It's a 2 to 3 man team. Alright, now we got that out of the way. Weapons. Your task is to provide support for the assault, purpose, suppress the enemy, and provide freedom of maneuver for us, and take away their freedom of maneuver. Security. You're to provide security on and around the objective and allow freedom of maneuver. Another thing, security, you'll be sitting tight until we have to fall off. You're going to be giving us some cover for that. For my compass man, Hamilton, you're going to be my primary. My secondary, you're Roberts. Pace man, Radon. Secondary is going to be Baker. And again, my timekeeper is my RTO. The OPORD is effective now. Please still hold your comments. For some PR that we'll be looking for, everyone needs to know this. We're going to look for the composition disposition of men, weapons, and equipment on the suspected MC node. Description of the enemy, uniform, structures, what kind of structures are there around it. If we see movement in those structures, sea burn, see if there's a sea burn threat in this area. Again, make sure about those 60mm mortars. We need to know if they're there or not. And then last thing, make sure we're looking for that HVT. All these things we need to over communicate on. We need to make sure that we find all this and have all this written down before we end our recon. Again, so make this clear. If any media comes up to talk to you, here are your talking points. Try not to stray away from these. U.S. forces are here to support the cause of freedom and democracy around the world, and civilians that have been threatened by SAPA forces will be protected if they give us information on the enemy or even this HVT. Some reports that will be required. SPs, LDs, and then salute report, also a spot report. We need to have those communicated throughout the whole entire leadership chain of command to everyone. Latest reports are going to be important, especially if we're going to have a follow-on mission. You make sure to give exact numbers when you're giving that up to your team leaders. 9-line medevacs and UXOs. Hopefully we won't take any casualties. That's my goal. But if we do, make sure we have all that prepared. And then for me, I'm going to be setting up sit reps to hire that would be required or requested from me. Other than that, what are your questions as of right now?